Uranus was a targeted jungle ban.
That too, yes.
It was not an EXP ban.
Yeah.
Nope. We're running out of options now for Ryzen.
I think James is just gonna end up with something like a Yuzhong or a Lapu. Because then Ryzen, does Ryzen go like export?
Kai?
Still gonna go Suyo.
That's Suyo.
Brave choice.
Payback. Ah!
And just so quickly, he's like, alright, let's get that burst magic damage in.
Yeah. Oh, very brave choice on the Suyo.
Make sure you dodge the spatial migrations.
Yeah.
And
To skew that. And of course, Suyo can pop off. Let's see. Maybe Ryzen ends up building the Sky Piercer and then he gets a lot of early kills.
yep. Again, just because there is abundance of magic damage on one side means that's a shutdown on the Suyo.
Yeah.
Ryzen can play his mind out of this, and he's gonna have to get his team across that threshold to get us to game 3.
Hey.
3v3 Rupture on the Valentina. Great choice there. You're going to be up against a Gwyn and, well, a lot of the frontline dive is going to be near you.
Oh. Wings by Wings already.
Oh,
That's such an aggressive
here
start
comes Carl.
for Team Liquid.
Felt like that was a bit of an autopilot moment there by Perks and Mingwin in the mid. But stun!
Oh, there you go. We're looking for what the Suyo can offer, and this might just be it, but the spatial migration still gonna keep Carl Teasy safe.
Early collapse from Omega, pushing back Liquid. So this is them putting their foot down, saying, "Hey, we can beat."
Oh, it lands on Carl! Perxiva picks up first blood. There's a two-man toss coming in from Daddy JP, and now Sanji will somehow help him go for the trade. Sanford entering in, and that's gonna be a punish for Smart Omega.
Was that a moment of miscommunication? You see how far Mingwin was? Oh, and Mingwin!
I didn't know he was there.
That's what I wanted from this game, man. A lot of trades. Messy.
But is it trades with purpose? Because at that time it just looked like Ming was like, "Oh yeah, you want to fight?
Yeah, no, it was straight up trades of like, no, we gotta get something out of this. Okay, let's just take it.
I'm in too deep."
Yeah, I mean, it's at that point they accepted where they were. It's too late to back out.
This is who I am.
You're in the nightclub, blindfolded. Just go for it.
This is who I am, all right? I chose to fight.
Hey.
Yeah, they needed to take those trades. After that jungle trade, Mingwin decided to commit. Gets a kill onto Sanji. Ended up becoming a mid laner trade. Just levels things out slightly.
I don't like these moments as a Suyo, wherein my pathing is selected for me,
Yeah.
and I can't go where I please. This is not how you reach early level 15.
Oh.
Are they gonna try to steal?
Yeah, okay, they're not.
Ah, yeah. So they get the intel that they're gonna go for purple first, so Kratis is gonna go back. Liquid will try to hold this because Sanji isn't level 4 yet, so they can't force anything until the force is level 4 because Mingwin already got through that threshold. So JP pulls it back and holds it. Sanford and Sanji being aggressive. Yeah, this is Liquid setting the tempo for this turtle actually.
Yeah, Sanji holding this left mid push. So they already have enough
Sanford has to check.
Oh, they're gonna commit the Tsunami Slam! Actually on Sanford, now that's one member down for Team Liquid. Mingwin stealing away the feathered airstrike as well. JP2 might just get caught in this fight. They flicker from James and now they're on Carl! 3 members of Liquid, or 2, falling down.
Masterfully played.
Yes.
I think Omega rope a dope Liquid into exposing Sanji before they fully collapsed.
Yeah, and the difference was this time it was Omega being proactive. It was Perxiva who decided to jump first and start off the initiation onto Sanford.
Yeah.
So even though Liquid did that whole thing to make sure that the start of the turtle was in their tempo, the start of the fight was decided by Omega.
Okay, so at this point, I think Ryzen has found its footing again. This Suyo is no longer hindered by the rest of the map. It's not about the gold lane. Netsky versus Teddy. Quick instant replay how that happened.
Yeah, so you're stunned. They force Sanji back to Wings by Wings. And then after the entry of James to get the information,
Give me the ult. There it is.
Perxiva went in, got the ult onto Sanford. Unfortunately, the first strike of the feathered airstrike, it's just a nitpick. Mingwin, it actually landed to no one. It landed right next to him.
Warning shot.
Warning shots like, look what I can do. But then he was able to land 2 eventually to end up delivering those 2 kills.
Yeah, great call from Smart Omega. And at least they were able to choose a really good target, because considering how Liquid were positioned earlier on, it was just really Sanford who could potentially start things up. And Carl TZ forced to use the spatial migration, but not knocking up anyone already meant so much for Omega.
Pull up. Ryzen is 2 levels up on Carl right now.
Yeah.
So Ryzen has found his stride. Look, he's eating Carl T's lunch money, taking small camps away.
Yep. They're continuing it. A lot of gold. No first item yet. No concentrated energy for Carl TZ. I think we have to accept right. Suyo might actually just be busted again.
Yeah, Ryzen has out-farmed himself. He's looking for camps now. He's just taken Carl's away, and he's like, what do I do?
The speed, the blade surge, the mobility. Yeah, I think Suyo is just really back. Have to accept it. Despite the condition, look at that. Roam mid trio for Team Liquid Philippines is all magic damage. Theoretically, that should mess up the Suyo. Yeah, he died once, but that was after that really messy trade up top.
Yeah.
You also see the effect of glue that we mentioned a lot when that pick is open. Oh, this is actually a great spot by Mingwin. Oh, okay. Hold the mid. Allow for Xiva and James to jump forward.
Okay.
He's getting real close though. Wow.
Yeah, Sanford's not even putting himself up there. There goes the Feather Air Strike. Ryzen winning the retry battle. A 2-man knockup with the Dark Wave though. There goes the AOG as well. Ryzen might be first to fall, and he finally does. Placing to it cancelled out by the Tsunami Slam, but Liquid are still going for the chase. Now they're all trying to fight close to their turret. A flicker from James, taking down Sanford. Another knockup from Carl, but they must get away. Netsky, he's landing too much. Free hits.
This is the second time Netsky has left his lane to join the fight. First time around, he didn't need to. Turtle handily went to Omega. This time, he made the difference between a free turtle take and a trade for Ryzen. They're not done, they're still going!
Oh, okay, flicker from Mingwin. It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nothing for Liquid still, but again, Omega are really making the most of lost time from game one.
Yeah, that was honestly a beautiful recovery by Omega in that last fight. I thought that Liquid would be able to continue to the Stampede, but then they repositioned, reoriented themselves, gave a little bit more space for Nesky so that he could free hit. And Liquid might have blown a little bit too much at the beginning of that fight, hence why Omega had the resources to turn things around.
Yeah, that's still a 2-level gap you're looking at between Carl and Ryzen.
And a level gap on Netsky, now 2 on Teddy.
Yeah.
He's like 300 gold up. That's not bad.
Netsky's playing a much better game now.
Yeah.
Compared to game number 1. Oh.
And we haven't really seen the combo, like the Kaka combo, right? No Tsunami Slam into a face full of light wheels, yeah.
Yeah. I think we'll get to see it either this one or Lord 1, as teams are now going more into 5v5 scenarios. Carl TZ will mirror up top to stop the minion wave that got pushed by Ryzen. Nesky and Teddy still just getting farm. Mingwin has the ultimate of the Farsa. Clea is holding RMB. Right mid bush, while JP and Sanford are sticking together getting the information. Okay.
Oh, Kanji. Gotta be careful here.
Oh, he's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, good initial burst.
Oh.
Ryzen doesn't have... he can regen either through the green, yeah. So we'll get the beetle down bottom.
Oh,
Teddy, what just happened? Sanford though might just go for the punish. Mingwin, no! 2-man stun coming in from Ryzen! AOG! But it doesn't really knock off anyone, but fortunately Carl, he's able to do that for the team! Team Liquid might just have turned things around, but that's a grab from James! Could it be enough to take down Sanford? It's not! And yet again, another feathered airstrike, and the die from the cavalry!
that felt personal.
Yeah, that really did. They didn't need to commit that much. I mean, the Lord was already up, but I think they said, you know what, let's just make it a sure thing. Netsky, what are you going to try to do, sir?
Netsky.
He's alive!
Netsky.
That's 5 members of Liquid.
Oh.
Here comes Mingwin.
Oh, wait. Okay, he didn't do anything.
Not yet.
Yeah, they're going to see if they can get... Okay, free hits.
There you go.
Oh my god!
Wait, yeah, might actually just do something. Okay, the knockup. He had to cancel it out real quick.
Oh, that's Teddy!
Keep it on Teddy! But the BMI was ready to keep him safe. Oh my gosh!
And JP gets away with a sliver of health.
Okay. No harm done. Omega did not die. And I think what they were trying to do was get battle spells off of Liquid.
Yeah.
But because of that, because of them holding that bush and positioning the way and fighting the way they did, they denied Liquid a solid lead. Because Liquid could not do anything else on the map.
Yeah. So now this is where they're going to try to find that space around it. Push up top. They're going to escort the Lord, go through the jungle, see if anyone from Omega might overstep, lose their footing. They're just going to try to make sure they get the charge away. 3-2 split. They go into 2-1. Oh yeah, it's still going to be 3-2.
They just left the Lord down bottom.
Oh, JP behind enemy lines. Has the info. They're going to try to break the tower in mid.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, they just give it up.
too much for Omega to step their foot down and say you cannot push for it. This is tough. Again, Liquid have found a way to be aggressive again, and it's just not the same story as game one.
Yeah.
It's just the milestone was pushed back further. In game one, it was what? 7, 8 minutes? Now it's 10.
Yeah.
It's as if the 2-level gap didn't even happen.
Is it gone?
They got washed away very quick. At this point, Carl is level 13. Yeah, they're even.
That's it?
Yeah, there's no more gap. In fact, Carl has a slight lead in terms of gold.
Who'd have thought that it wouldn't be the Guinevere nor the Farsa that really took down Ryzen? It was the Gatot.
So Karthis is going to be going for the combo of the Winter Crown second item, to Winter Crown during his ultimate, or Winter Crown after it, pretty much if ever he gets caught. And then he's going to go for the Queen's Wings
Yep,
as the third.
Spell Vamp build.
Spell Vamp, lots of cooldown reduction, a fantastic item for a Guinevere jungle.
Oh. They're all positioned here.
Yeah. And think about it, this isn't even the Molten Essence Guinevere. It's Guinevere's straight rush into the concentrated energy. There are some Guineveres who would want to pick up Molten Essence first because it makes jungling feel so much faster. It feels really slow, but maybe that's also one of the reasons why there was a slight gap early on. But then once he has his items with Consen, pretty much is good.
Something about Carl TZ playing Guinevere feels right. The sister of his favorite hero.
Oh yeah, they are.
Are they
siblings.
siblings?
Yep, Lancelot.
Yeah, Lancelot. I was thinking of Odette, but then that's just like his girlfriend.
Yes. They're romantically related.
Yeah.
But yeah,
very
no,
different.
the way that this is built, again, low cooldown, high mechanics.
Oh, James!
James!
He got taunted here. There's a knockup coming in from Perks though, but look at where Sanji's positioned. Teddy though gets caught in the grab. Sanford already falling down first! He's caught by the GOAT! He takes him down. 2 members of the Omega nowhere to be found, and Mingwin is next! And that's a 4-man wipeout brought to you by Team Liquid!
They'll still have the shields.
The guy who started the fight, James, just came back.
Yeah. James was the one able to get away from that. Carl TZ found that knockup. I thought Neski already had the clear go signal to just free hit like crazy. He already was. But then it was a knockup from the Guinevere.
Like a heat-seeking missile. Let's see that once again.
Alright, so James got caught. They didn't check mid first, but they found the information. Great knockup and entry there. Look at Neski. He gets out of the range of the feathered airstrike. Mingwin rides and forced back by Carl TZ. Finds him. He saved that second skill knockup just for the carry.
You could see how he was trying to look for Netski.
Yeah, because he knew that he doesn't have a Purify. That he'll be forced to flicker out. I think Neski was pressing buttons way too quick that he couldn't even flicker away from Carl TZ. There was also a lot of spell effects, so if he didn't see that, I don't blame him.
So, this is a lineup that bumps into each other in a very specific way.
Yeah.
Neither want to keep a box, but Liquid run through the box worse.
Yeah.
If Omega don't find the perfect, alright, Netsuki combo with the Kalia, Ryzen go clean up. If they don't find that, Liquid punishes so much easier.
Yeah, it was such a quick call from Liquid too, because James was just there. He typically could be the guy to do that, but they just went all in on James. But it wasn't really James they were after. They used him as some sort of bait to get the information.
Netsuki all along.
All right. That's a base turret potentially going down. The hands of Liquid, copying feathered airstrike.
Very good.
Coming in from Mingwin, and they'll get to deal with the Lord.
Yeah. High formation by Liquid. Not scared. Box to conceal.
Oh, the knockup! And the taunt is James yet again, who's going to be the target. Revitalize already committed as well. Sanford already under the turret. Committed and Team Liquid finding themselves under the turret, but still successful enough to pick up the kill. But Netski alive! Netski being alive could save this game for Smart Omega.
2 for 1! Liquid get punished for pushing in too deep!
Yeah, Omega find the turnaround. Team Liquid Philippines didn't respect, and the tower in the bottom lane is still standing. How many times, again, have we seen this from Liquid? With a big lead, around 11-12 minutes in, after the first or second Lord, they'll dive heavily under the base turret, and they don't get to take it down. The base turret damage ends up punishing them.
But Omega are far from out of the woods. They are literally still under the boot of Liquid. This next Lord in a minute, I'd say, unless Omega get a pickoff, should go to the Cavalry.
Yeah. I like this formation by James and Perks. They're just shadowing for Netsky so that he can finally get a bit of a minion wave push down bottom. That'll force Liquid down. Omega will make their way up, handle mid. They'll reposition themselves either around the Lord, the Y shrubs, or hold this one, RMB, and see if they can get a member of Liquid going through. They go for the conceal.
Oof. Okay.
What are they looking for? Anything?
Yeah, they were hoping to spot someone.
I think that's the start of this whole comeback. Again, the contest for the Lord begins with a free pickoff. Because they cannot take Liquid as a full 5-man.
Yeah.
Netsky has a Wind of Nature now, and at the same time, a Malefic Gun.
Carl has a Winter Crown too, though.
Their turn. It's their turn.
It's their turn! And speaking of, they're not even going to use anything we mentioned. It's just going to be a pickup on James. Sanford gets the kill. And a quick transition to the objective for TLPH.
Yeah.
Another green light go. We took one away. They're scared to even contest.
Yeah, they're just going to have to open up the map. Unfortunate. If James was just able to get his combo off with the too much crowd control for Liquid, stopped him. If he got a mount, that would have been a sign for Omega to try and fight and help him. But since he didn't, that's just an easy Lord for Liquid. The third one of the game goes to them.
Yeah.
Would Omega get a tower down bottom?
And this is just me, or is Netsky once bitten, twice shy? Even before he knew Sanford was coming, he's like, I'm done. I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
He just gets the hell out of there, leaves the lane. Fortunately, I think Omega can clear this. And again, they don't fall to the trap of, let me just push this inhibitor.
Yeah.
So at least they're a full 5-man on the defense now.
No, Netsy's not going to do that this time around, right? They're going to need him.
Still the same issue. Mingwin needs to get Feathered Airstrike to even think of getting a beneficial defense.
Ryzen is going for really far back because Omega doesn't want this to be a 3-lane push. So he'll cut this wave so they only have to deal with 2 lanes.
This is Fanny-like and Ling-like movements.
Yeah. So 2 lanes. Let's see if Omega can handle it.
There's still one wave down bottom, though. That'll be enough for Liquid to take down almost all their base turrets. Ryzen making it back in time. JP having to use the AOG out.
Yeah, and they're happy with that. Yeah, it's also just unfortunate that it was a cannon minion that got through. If it was a normal minion, Omega might have been able to handle that, but still ended up becoming a soft 3-lane push just because it was a cannon minion that went through in the bottom lane.
Well managed by the barangay.
Yep.
They're still in this, but again, this next Lord in a minute and a half, I'd say it's still very much wearing a Liquid jersey.
Yeah, a big gap between the Roman mid of Omega. They need more items for their damage to be felt, but they do have the damage already through the Suyo and the carry. But difference between a Valentina being able to pump up a little bit more damage as a Farsa cosplay could mean, win or loss for Omega. BOD already now for Ryzen.
Yeah, Mingwin's obviously trying to get that feathered airstrike.
Yeah.
But Sanji just won't show himself.
Not until the last minute
No.
Wow.
or second.
Yeah, it's like he has to put himself in harm's way just to steal the feathered airstrike away from the Farsa. And then he'll have to commit dashes to get out.
Oh, wait. Is Netsky going barefoot? Yes, he is.
Yeah. Goes RGM. Steals, sells, his boots. Teddy has the same plan. Yeah, now he goes Windtalker. Okay, Liquid are in the very late stages of their builds. And they're going to try to end it with the next one. That's the minion waves push. Waiting for the turtle. Lord, and then maybe Liquid might even, because there is a Windtalker on a Claude, could be a potential angle for a split push.
Ooh, could Teddy make like Benny?
Yeah.
Oh.
Teddy has to try his best Benny Cutie cosplay here.
Although Omega have had very long games this season.
Yeah, that's true. They are part of the longest game so far.
I don't know if it's another late game poison kicking in for Smart Omega, but
Oh my god.
James?
they are capable of extending games if they wanted to, but
James?
that seemed a bit too terrifying.
That's what I was saying. This little soft counter situation.
Yeah.
Glue it to a Claude.
Yeah.
Max AOT stacks off of a single split.
Yeah, he has Blade, Armor, and Chastise Pauldron. This is Art of Thievery. It's just so easy for him to max out. It's like,
Thanks.
difficult.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, perfect spot for Sanji and Karl TG, by the way.
Oh! It's Netsky who they actually go for! AOT! Still knocking him up even though he nearly got away. And now it's going to be Perxiva falling next. The team fight split up, but it's gonna be okay for Team Liquid. It's Mingwin and Ryzen left for the defense, but now that they could no longer go for them, it's James who'll have to say goodbye. Immortality bomb, better air strike from Mingwin, but Sanji's okay. He's just gonna go and re-engage and use his original better air strike, but Ryzen shuts it down.
Okay, Ryzen, let's see. Can Omega find an angle to defend this? So Liquid look like they just go for the Lord.
They cleared the minions.
So it's not done just yet, but this is definitely a devastating blow to the barangay.
They had a really good shot there, but again, Sanji and Kakiji just first to the punch. That push in the bottom lane. Ryzen trying to get close. JP's zoning them out.
Yup, the taunt did not connect, but Ryzen, he cannot make it.
That was more than enough. He needed to sidestep that taunt. And that just gave the space for Liquid to get the Lord. It comes out immediately. Sanji will be back on time. Can Omega pull off a miracle and defend yet again?
One more chance. A big Lord defense. Though, oh my god, fourth this game that Omega has quelled and pushed back. This Lord is evolved. He's huge. He's massive.
Yeah. Ryzen couldn't go for another play on any side of the map.
Oh!
Liquid have taken care of it really well. Daddy JP though, might get punished here. Immortality already popped the grab 2, landing on Sanford, and this might just be an opportunity for Smart Omega. Sanford going in, but he's getting shredded down. Another Immortality pop by the barangay, and that's 2 members taken out by Omega.
The frontliners bit off more than they could chew, and Omega punished them for it.
Same time, the back line of Liquid looked like they were zoned out. They knew that they couldn't get close enough, because it would have been a big threat of a potential wipeout if Liquid decided to go all in. Carl TZ also couldn't find the angle to try and jump on Netsuki, and still Omega are fighting. Let's see how much space they could just find, because Liquid, give it to them, they actually got that at the right time. Let's see what was happening in the backline situation. James standing in front of the members of Liquid, and since okay, he pulled back the grab, Teddy. Yeah, it's the presence of like Perks, James here on this wall that they just couldn't. And at that point, if you're Liquid, you're not going to risk it, because if you do decide to go for it, you might get wiped out.
Yeah, that did feel a bit impatient from Liquid.
Yeah.
The rest of the map are correcting itself. Omega are regaining these avenues. Mid lane, tier 2 goes down. Top lane, almost. Liquid clean up house. Doesn't change the fact that bottom lane and mid are fully penetrated, so that's permanent damage Omega has to address. Luckily, they can thank their stars that the long lane is where the Lord is. Oh my god, JP!
JP doesn't have his immortality, but has the AOG. Now it's a counter from Team Liquid Philippines. Carl TZ using the Violent Requiem. They'll have to run away. Oh, James might be in a bit too deep. There's nowhere to run if you're James. Ryzen 2 trying to jump in and join, but he gets knocked up by the Dark Wave, and now is bursted down by Liquid. But oh my gosh! Still gets to dash away. Bergziva will be the exchange, but then Ryzen still unstoppable, picking up double kills. But Sanji with an off-angle air strike.
Minions!
It's over. Ryzen left, freezing in place. Liquid have shut down the poison.